in April of last year in the OCG, and we're now finally getting these rules officially applied to the TCG. All right, now some of them already have been in effect, but all these rules and clarifications are going to be in effect for in-person and remote dual events at all levels from now on, and it's going to be incorporated into an upcoming rulebook update. So guys, be on the lookout for that, but let's just go over some of the rule changes we have. So number one, Fusion Synchronic Seas monsters can be first summoned to from the extra deck to any of your monster zones. They don't have to be summoned to an extra monster zone or spot that a link monster is pointing to. You can still summon a Fusion Synchro or Xyz monster from your extra deck to your extra monster zone if you want to. The restrictions requiring the extra monster zone or link monsters pointing still apply to link monsters and pendulum monsters that are summoned from the extra deck. Now, this was actually pretty much done with the Master Rule revision that came into effect last year. They're finally putting this into the TCG rulebook, so okay, good. So, number two, this one's actually pretty awesome. If a monster's trigger effect meets its activation conditions, but hasn't yet had a chance to actually activate yet, because it's still in the middle of a chain or card effect, for example, and therefore is being saved for later, but its location changes between the time its trigger effect activation is met and the time it actually has a chance to activate, it does not activate. So what does this mean? Basically, I'm going to be using Sangan as an appointment. Sangan goes from the field to the graveyard. When it hits the graveyard, it's supposed to turn around and search you out a monster with 1500 or less attack. Now, if there's a chain going on outside of that, you have to save that card for after the chain resolves. So if during the course of the chain your opponent manages to utilize something like Call by the Grave and banish your Sangan from the graveyard, you're not getting that search. Okay, that's actually pretty awesome. Also could probably have revolve around effects that, for monsters that are summoned. So if they're summoned during the course of a chain, and you manage to knock that monster maybe off the field by bouncing it back to the hand using compulsory evacuation device, or banish it using another effect, yeah, that's also going to affect those card effects. All right, so number three, the restriction of you cannot normal or special summon the turn you activate this card only refers to monsters that were successfully summoned. Interesting. Same for you could only summon X once per turn restrictions. Okay. So in this case, you can only normal summon or special summon the turn you activate this. You cannot normal summon or special summon the turn you activate this card. Okay, so basically, what does that mean? Something like Pot of Duality. Let's look at Pot of Duality. It has this whole thing, you can't special summon the turn you activate this card. It only refers to monsters that were successfully summoned. So if you don't special summon before it, you get to use it. That's the way I'm interpreting it. If I'm wrong, guys, let me know in the comments below. All right, trap monsters that say this card is also trapped do not occupy both a monster zone and a spell and trap zone. They are only in the monster zone where the card actually is, and do not take up a spell and trap zone. Okay, so yeah, there are plenty of trap monsters that say this card is also a trap. I think the Paleozoics are some of them. So, all right, that makes sense. All right, and then page 51 of the rulebook, under leaves the field. When a monster on the field is shuffled into the main deck or becomes an exceeds material, it is no longer a card on the field. However, its effects that activate when it leaves the field will not activate. So in this case, they're going to be changing main deck to deck, and basically that will also include extra deck. All right, so basically if a monster is, again, compulsory evacuation device back to the extra deck, you're not getting that particular effect. It applies to a card like Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. Okay, so that's the new updates, which is awesome. These are going to be in effect for all in-person and online events, so definitely something that we're going to be getting used to now, and I'm just glad we're finally catching up to what the OCG has rules-wise. All right, next thing we're going to talk about, Konami has released the Brothers of Legend set list. And I can tell you this right now, this set is actually looking pretty damn awesome. All right, we got the Karibo Brothers, which was already highlighted. A lot of other great cards. I'm actually looking at this D-Force card. I know it's going to be a secret rare because it was confirmed. Basically, it searches out Destiny Hero Plasma. I don't know why you need an extra searcher, especially for a specific card, but searching out a specific card and actually turning around and allowing you to actually get additional protection, not a bad thing. I mean, it also frees up a lot of your other searchers in the hero decks to actually be able to search other things you need to extend. I got to the. I was looking at this card. All right, so you have to banish a Destiny Hero monster from your graveyard and add add to your hand or special summon Destiny Hero from your graveyard, and then banish this card from the graveyard. Target 2 Destiny Hero monsters you control. Then one monster gains the attack of the other. So right. I'm liking D-Force a little better because you have that protection of you opponent connect target cards you control with card effects. That's all cards you control, not just monsters or monster spells and traps. So that's pretty awesome. All right, we got Dragoroid and Rebirth Judgment. I personally would have liked to see this set released before the Cyberdark deck because these cards would work so well in it, but it is what it is. Ice Barrier is actually pretty awesome. Attack declare your opponent's monster, change that monster's attack to 0, negates its effect, and it cannot change its battle position. You can banish this card from the graveyard, send a level 5 higher water monster from your deck or graveyard, then add one more monster from your graveyard to your hand. So this is not bad. It could be working in a lot of different water decks. So I'm kind of very curious to see how this is going to play in some water decks that I have. Ice Knight. To be ready to gains 400 attack for each aqua monster you control. Once per turn, you activate this card. You can normal summon one water monster from your main deck during your main phase. In addition to normal summon the set, you only get this effect once per turn. You can only normal summon or special summon monsters for the rest of the term, except for water monsters. All right. In my opinion, I got a feeling this looks more like the younger version of Mobius. I'm kind of hoping we're going to be seeing the other forms for this because this is basically screaming summon Mobius and by tributing. We got some wind support. All right, to pay the 800 life points to special summon level 6 or lower wind monsters from your hand, or you banish it from the graveyard and you get a special summon a level 4 or lower wind monster from your hand. Very awesome. Helps you extend. Wing Requital. Wing Beast support here, which basically allows you to draw additional cards for 600 life points. Noble Knights getting more support. Not a big fan of Noble Knights. Let's see what else. Starving Venoming Dragon. We're filing in that card to the TCG. More Litterless support. We got more Eye support. Alright, we got some Alternate stuff. I know Pukari is actually something that caught my eye because this is very similar to a lot of the cards in the Kotarka deck. Kotarka deck allows you to link someone with this card in hand, so definitely it's going to be a 3-of in the Altergeist deck. Alright. Going through this, we got some new Utopia stuff, the Dragoon, Utopic Sage, and the new Alternate Art of Utopia, which is actually pretty cool. And then, of course, we get into the reprints. Magician Souls finally getting a reprint, which is huge. We're also getting some Evil Hero at Dusted Goals and Militia Space. So we're getting some of the cards that are going to be supposed to be reprinted in the next Legendary Duelist Collection Season 3, but we're getting them early, which is awesome. I know Magician Souls was actually pretty expensive for a while, so getting this reprint is necessary. Red Ice Fusion kind of has me wondering what Konami's planning on the next ban list. Because we got Predator for the Anaconda also getting reprinted in Maximum Gold, so this is going to be interesting. New number 89 is actually one of the tournament YCS tournament cards, prize cards, which is actually very awesome. We're finally getting this card. Monarch support, Kaiju's getting reprinted, awesome. Nibiru getting another reprint, necessary in my opinion. Beatrice getting a reprint, finally. Anima, good. Forbidden Droplet, again, that was pretty much hyped at the beginning, so very good. And then, of course, last but not least, Dragoon is also being included in this set. Personally, I kind of had a feeling they were going to squeeze the Dragoon reprint into a set like this. It was either this or Maximum Gold. They didn't have Maximum Gold. It's here in Brothers of Legend, and to be very honest, right now we don't know what rarity, if it's going to be a special rarity or not. But To be very honest, the fact that this card's in the set, yeah, I definitely could see this being secret rare easily. I know they're showing the original rarity, but yeah, we're finally getting a Dragoon reprint. So guys, rejoice! You're going to be getting, seeing this card's price drop in a while. And that's pretty much all the cards that are revealed out of the set. I'm liking the set a lot. I like some of the reprints, and some of the newer stuff actually did catch my eye, and I'm kind of excited to see what I'm going to be pulling out of my boxes. Guys, that is it for this video. As always, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss any uploads. Check out the description box below. Find the invite link to my Discord. Join the conversation. We'd love to have you. Check out my affiliates, tcgplayer.com as well as sidedeckversus.com. Great resources for any Yu-Gi-Oh player and a way to support the channel. Follow me on social media, and guys, until next time, peace.